a conference that you guys were recently at. I think it was called a hackathon. And there was a few competitors in the same space. And some of you, their LCA Nation, might have heard or been familiar with them. And you guys stacked up pretty high. I don't want to spoil the story. Could you tell the audience kind of what happened with that, what it was about, who some of the competitors were, that sort of thing? Oh, there it is. Okay. And it looks like we're live out there in the LCA Nation. What's going on, Lab Coats? I'm super excited about this one. This is Greg Fowler, one of your humble moderators. And we've got a really special treat today on this particular webinar. We're very fortunate to have the man himself, Luke. He is the CMO of Showingly. And Luke, I didn't ask you in the green room as we were talking, but are you guys based out of Denver, Colorado?
Yeah, we're actually based out of Denver, Colorado. We have 2 office spaces up here. So it's kind of our home market.
I love that. It's a special place in my heart. I'm here in Colorado Springs. So is it just your
really?
southern neighbor, but it's nice to kind of have a fellow Coloradan on LabCoatAgents out there. But Luke, I'm so excited. I'm super glad that you took the time today to jump on LCA and really share your knowledge, not just about Showingly, but really the topic as we're talking today is turn your buyer leads into deals that close. And I think that so many people in the real estate world are thinking about, lead generation and how they're getting exposure. But at the end of the day, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but it's about closed transactions. So
absolutely.
Gosh, Luke, take it away wherever you want to go, wherever you want to start. I'd love to just kind of jump right in.
Yeah, I think the reason we chose this topic is, a lot of real estate agents, whether you're a newer agent or, you are an experienced agent and you're just looking to take your business to that next level, it really does come down to how do I get more deals in my pipeline? And then how do I turn them into ones that actually close? A lot of agents, I'm sure a lot of you guys here in LCA, since you're part of this great community, have full pipelines already. And you're looking to bring your revenue up, you're looking to bring your deals to the next level. And, a lot of times what happens, it's kind of a race, right? A lot of other agents are doing the same thing. It's a very competitive industry to be in. And if you're not constantly following up and doing all the things it takes to close deals, it can be hard, right? Mm-hmm. So really what this is about here is not about doing more work. It's about working a little bit smarter and helping convert more, right? So I think there's a lot of things that we can talk about here. What's worked really well for a lot of people who are using Showingly now is using technology to optimize their system so that, you don't have to work as hard. You can focus more on, filling the pipeline and then kind of putting it on autopilot. So your deals move down the pipeline and you don't have to worry about, clients going to other platforms, getting sold as leads, and then ultimately getting poached by other agents. So any input you have, Greg, I'm happy to screen share whenever possible. But really, I want to show you guys how you can use our technology to increase your lead conversion rates, because ultimately that's how you're going to close more deals and, not have to work as hard. So.
And Luke, I love the fact that you mentioned everything that you said about, different stages and phases. And there's probably a lot of people who have big pipelines, but it's about conversion rate and increasing that. And I love that you mentioned it. Before we dive in, and I'd love for you to, as you're going to go do and share, screen share and kind of go through some aspects, for anybody out there who has been living under a rock maybe, and doesn't know what Showingly is or who Showingly is, could you give us a breakdown of that, Luke, just for anybody out there who's not super familiar before we dive real deep into the nuggets?
Sure. Yeah. So at Showingly, we are a showing service provider. We help agents manage their listings. We help agents schedule showings. And then there's also ways to connect with your clients, being buyer clients, seller clients, and also connect with your brokerage. So we're one hub for you guys to manage your day-to-day business, specifically when it comes to the showing sector side of things.
Okay. And I love that. And before we were, kind of diving into the live here with the webinar, we were talking about a conference that you guys were recently at. I think it was called a hackathon. and there was a few competitors in the same space. And some of you, their LCA Nation, might have heard or been familiar with them. And you guys stacked up pretty high. I don't want to spoil the story. Could you tell the audience kind of what happened with that, what it was about, who some of the competitors were, that sort of thing?
Absolutely. So we actually, this was hosted about a week ago. Oh. It was a hackathon put on by 3 of the top MLSs in the nation. Some of you guys might be members of them. It was MRED, CRMLS, and Bright MLS. They hosted a hackathon for showing providers to, work with their API and work with their hub to see which technology would be best to integrate within the systems and create a data standard for the whole industry. And so we went up against a lot of other showing providers that you guys might have used or be familiar with. And there were 2 categories, and we actually took first place in both, which was a really big accomplishment for us. Our developers worked super hard, but we were best in overall, and we were best in interoperability with their systems. So wow. It's pretty exciting to be, put up against such great competition and end up, being on top. So when it comes to a lot of the other people out there, there are just things that we do a lot better. That's, our aim to help you guys, aim to help you close more deals and make your lives easier, make your life simpler. So
I love that, Luke, and perfect timing. That was hot off the presses for LCA, for everybody to know that. And again, not everybody's created equal. Not every software company and communications created equal. So it's important to know the details and the differences as you're kind of exploring. But Luke, I would love for you to dive deeper, screen share, do what you do, and really just kind of share your thoughts with really helping that conversion, as the title states. So sure. Go for it, my friend. I think you have full access.
Yeah, let's do it. What I want to do for you guys, since I know a lot of you are looking for different showing options out there and want to see how the technology works, I'll screen share our product and show you, and I'll specifically relate it to you on how to connect with your clients to end up closing deals, because that's really where we're different than a lot of other providers out there. And that's really where we excel. So give me a second here. I'll share my screen with you guys.
Love it. And it is good. I can see it, Luke. So sometimes we got to confirm, make sure that they're seeing what we're seeing. And Jake, you can see that too, right? I just want to make sure.
Yep. All good.
Okay, perfect.
Awesome. So this is inside of our product. This is a live look here. This is on the listing page for listing agents. If any of you guys do have listings, feel free to connect your listings here. This is where you can approve appointments, connect with your seller clients, all the things that you would expect from a showing provider. That's kind of our bread and butter. It's what we do best and what we do at our core. So here you're able to connect your listings. Agents can access our product here to schedule showings on them. And really, when you think about working with your clients here, oftentimes it's the first agent that's going to meet a buyer at a property that's going to end up winning the client. Right? Clients are very interested in convenience. They're interested in seeing the homes that they want, finding their dream home, right? So what we did, and this is how we're a lot different than other providers out there, we actually have an application that's, it's the same application you guys use, but it's for clients. So you can now connect with your buyer clients and your seller clients, and clients can now search in a similar convenience search that they're used to from different sites like Zillow or Realtor or Redfin, all these places that buyers are used to. They can now do that within the platform. And why this is important for you guys is because no longer do you have to worry about your clients searching on some of those sites that'll sell them off as leads. And then it's also separate from the place you scheduled. There's that kind of weird gap in the middle where you don't know what's happening and you don't know if they're wanting to see a home. You can connect with your clients here and they'll have a very similar convenient search fill. They can favorite properties. They can request showings with you, but it's an exclusive connection. So we don't sell leads off. This is for you guys to use this technology to close a lot more on your leads. So you can see here, this is a search page. It's very similar to what buyer clients will see. It's directly fed by the MLS, so it's very up-to-date data. But if you look in your CRM section here of your product, this is where you can connect with your clients. So they could be existing clients, they can be past clients, or they can be leads that you're working on. A lot of agents will use this as a value add. right? When you're working with clients, it's no secret they love convenience, right? It's no secret that most of them are searching on their phones these days. So a lot of agents will use our technology as a value add to those leads to help convert on them. They'll say, hey, I'm going to give you a fantastic product that's going to give you the same search that I have to search for the MLS database, search for homes that you love, but it's going to tie you directly to me so that I'm always kept in the loop of homes that you want to see. And we're going to make sure we get you into the homes that you want. Perfect. So you can connect with your leads here. And this is going to give them a very transparent home buying process, right? It's one place where they have very up-to-date data from the MLS itself, and they can actually work directly with you. They can send you notes through the app. You can see their favorited properties here. This is the inside of your CRM. So this is where all that information is logged. You can see listings they're attached to. And then you could also make sure that you're scheduling showings. And really that's how you're going to, close a lot more. You're going to be the first agent that shows them a property. And, the NAR would say that 80% of new home buyers are going to work with the first agent they meet in person. So this is really, really where we excel beyond a lot of other showing providers. And, a lot of agents will take advantage of and connect with their clients here.
Love that.
Absolutely. Are there any questions popping up in the chat too? I'm happy to answer anything that others might have.
Yeah, and great add in there, Luke. None yet, but please, anybody who's on here, if you have any questions, just jump in the chat. I'll be monitoring those for Luke, and then we'll just kind of jump those in. If you're watching this after the fact, I definitely recommend reaching directly out to Showingly and to Luke, because if you're watching this later on in the fact in YouTube, please do so. But yeah, anybody live with us, if you got any questions, please put them in the chat and go through there. And Luke, I did have a quick thought or question into here, which I love the way that this interface looks. Now this is on a desktop, but obviously you guys have a mobile application, which is where most real estate professionals and consumers are going to go. So any additional thoughts or usability or, thought process in that as far as the mobile app is concerned?
Yeah, absolutely. And I might be able to share my phone screen here too, but it's a mirrored experience. We wanted to make it very seamless to go back and forth. A lot of agents, when they're initially setting up, saved searches for their clients or setting up drips from the MLS, a lot of them are starting from their computer. So you'll be able to single sign on into the web product here, but we do have a mobile application as well, where you guys can connect with your clients in there. You can schedule showings, manage your listings while you're on the go. So it's a seamless transition. It looks very, very similar.
Awesome. Yeah, love that. And I think that just the usability, the interface, it looks so clean. And, I think that's important too, is simplicity. If it's overly complicated or cumbersome, I think that's where people get lost into it. So let's keep going though, Luke. So with the buyer leads directly, let's dive a little bit deeper on your thought processes and how these are going to equate to more closed transactions.
Absolutely.
Let's dive down there. I think that's important.
Sure. Well, I think the most important thing when you are trying to increase your conversion rate and not just do a lot more work is being the first person to meet them in person, right?
Love that.
It's a race almost. There is so much competition when it comes to different real estate agents, and ultimately consumers are the most concerned about their convenience, right? That's why they will go to these convenient search sites and why they're searching on their phone. And I think when it comes to trying to increase your conversion rates, it's not about just being the first to meet them in person, but using technology to kind of build a system that's going to keep you safe, right? So if you're meeting them at person, it's an 80% rate, right? 80% will work with the first agent to meet in person, but what about the other 20%, right? How are you going to leverage systems and technology to, kind of set yourself up to not have to worry about it? And so one of the things that a lot of agents are starting to turn to is applications, right? Buyers are already searching from their phone. And if you can take an application that is going to connect them directly to you, if they want to see a home and they come in here and they go search, they favorite a property or they click schedule, it's going to send that to you. So you're the first person to know about it. So it's taking that first meeting and it's giving you guys a place to connect with each other to say, hey, we're working together. Let me help you find your home. Even if you don't have an ERB or anything signed quite yet, it still is a connection with you and only you, right? So what we found is, when agents do connect their clients in the application, not only do their clients have a better experience, right? They're not getting bombarded for putting their information into a different site by, 20 other agents. It's a direct line of communication with you, and it's convenient, right? You talked about the simplicity that we've built in here, and that's important for your clients too, right? It's if they're having to search multiple places and they're having to try and communicate by sending you a screenshot that's, ultimately you're going to have to look up in the MLS and find out if it's even available. That's not simple for them, right? So because we tie that into one place here, you're able to give your clients real-time data, but give yourself the protection that, hey, they're not going to be sold as a lead. They're connected with me. It's really going to help you guys increase your conversion rates because you have a place you're tied to. You have a place you're connected,
Yeah. I love that explanation, Luke, because there's the thought process of people say speed to lead, but ultimately it's the connection to that lead that you make, and nothing's going to beat face to face. I mean, you could do video, you could do over the phone or text or email, but getting that physical interaction, I think, is crucially important. And having a centralized location that's simplistic, where they're reaching out to you, they're scheduling that time, they're really making that happen. I think that makes sense 100%, and that's going to dramatically increase no matter what. And if you have a pool of leads or a pipeline, and that's just constantly coming in and scheduling that directly with you, I think that there's a huge benefit to it. We do have a couple questions though, which is really, really great. So this one comes from Corey, and what he's saying is he doesn't have a CRM. He's with Keller Williams, essentially provides Command. Which one do you recommend? He's actually leaning towards Real Geeks, and he's from the Jersey Shore area. So I guess what CRM would you recommend, integration, that sort of thing with Showingly? How does that work?
Sure. So I think specifically when it comes to, it sounds like you're a Keller Williams agent, you're used to using Command. I think our platform is built in a way to be very, very complementary to that. I know a lot of agents do love Command, and they do love managing clients there. The way that we're different though, and why you should use either one or the other or use both is we actually have home access, right? It's actually the place where listing agents will connect their listings and approve your appointments, right? That's something that Command does not have. And so what a lot of Keller Williams agents will do is use them side by side, right? They'll use our platform to actually schedule the showings, and there's a CRM built into there as well. So wherever you prefer to manage, our system's built to, enhance the best parts of your business and enhance your CRMs. Whether you do like to manage outside of our platform, that's totally fine. It's still a place where your clients are going to want to search for homes, and it's still a place where they're going to need to schedule, right? Perfect. So we do have the CRM built in as well. If you don't have a CRM right now, feel free to use that. It's free. You can start connecting clients, logging notes and everything in there. So.
Wow. Great answer. Great question, Corey, into that. I think that you're hitting that right on the head, Luke, is, whether you have a CRM that you love and you use, this is going to have a direct integration and complement one another. It's not going to be too much overlap or any cumbersome nature. But if you don't have one, then, Showingly's got you covered either way, which I think is fantastic. And regardless of location, I don't know how you feel about specific CRMs. I mean, I've been in and out of so many CRMs over all these years, and none of them are perfect. There's pros and cons, and some have better integrations than others. So I don't personally have any opinion, positive or negative, towards Real Geeks. I think that you just find a CRM that you use that has essentially the tools that you need. If it is lead generation or follow up or any kind of automation tools, do you have any feelings about that, Luke, at all? A specific CRM if it was outside?
Yeah, I think. One thing to look for in a CRM, I've used a ton of them myself as well. And a lot of them have a ton of whistles and bells and things that can be very, very powerful. But if you're just getting into CRMs and you're looking to increase your conversion rates, it's important to pick one that you're going to know how to use and use it consistently. So a lot of CRMs will be, have features. You don't have to get drawn into that. Pick one that's going to be simple and easy to use for you. because ultimately at the end of the day, it's about building the relationship with the client and making sure you know when to follow up. So I use a lot of ones. Our CRM in the app, we built it to be very simple for you. It's going to automatically log a lot of stuff for you, whether your clients, favoriting properties, sending you notes through there. It's a lot less manual entry, but it is stripped down. And it's very simple. So you don't have to worry about, how do I set up this automation or how do I, set up this strip? It's pretty straightforward. So I personally love our CRM. It helps to kind of combine it with showing management. It's less place you have to run. But if you are choosing a CRM outside of our app, I've used Salesforce before. I've used HubSpot before. Both are really good. I know HubSpot does offer a free CRM version that if you don't have a large pipeline, you're just getting started, you might be able to take advantage of. So there's a lot of options out there for you. I think whatever you end up choosing, our platform is built to pair really, really well with it. So you shouldn't need to worry.
Love it. Love that answer. And gosh, Corey, you got another one, which is really, really great. So we appreciate these questions. Keep them rolling. And anybody's got a question. So Luke, this one is, how many zip codes can you claim? I mean, what's your interpretation from that as far as showing lease concerned? Does that even bear water? I was just curious.
Yeah. Is this from Corey again?
Yes. Yep.
Corey, it sounds like, to me, if you want to elaborate on that, please do. It sounds like you're referring to claiming zip codes as far as the lead pools involved with that. Is that correct? Just drop us a little comment. Let us know. When it comes to claiming zip codes and claiming leads, like I said, our platform, we are showing management first. We're for agents to connect their listings and schedule showings. Our platform that loops in your clients is to give you more control over your clients and your business. So we actually don't sell any leads. That's part of the problem we're trying to solve, right? A lot of agents will, or a lot of clients, will end up searching on sites that do sell leads. Right. And clients you thought were yours end up not being yours because another agent, ends up poaching them, getting to the property first. So I would use our platform to take leads that you have from any other source and connect with them so that you increase your deals and you increase your conversion. So we don't do anything with claiming zip codes there. I hope that was kind of where you're getting at with it.
I think that, to me, that made perfect sense. And that's where I'm assuming that's where Corey was going. We'll wait for a response, Corey, if you're there and that sort of thing. But Luke, that to me, that's why I was a little confused. But that's a perfect example. I mean, any lead generation service, if it's the only other lead gen services that you're utilizing, whether it's your current sphere of influence, your own database, or you're generating, leads through so many different places, and we're not even going to, mention all of the sources that you can. This is a place to put them and to provide further value. So I think that made perfect sense, Luke, as you were saying that. Hopefully that helped anybody else that was going inside here. And then Corey did respond. Yeah, yes, I'm finding some of these have zip codes. I would rather have something that my client can put into local zip codes. Got it. Okay, so you answered the question. Got it. Thanks. That was right on the head, Luke. That was perfect. So as far as showing leads concerned, what other tools or byproducts or thought process that you can really see that that growth, that expansion, or providing value to anybody who's tuning into this, Luke, really talking about that conversion? Anything that we didn't cover yet, or anything that you wanted to dive a little bit deeper into?
Yeah, I think we just touched on leads a little bit, and I think it's important, if you are an agent trying to increase your conversions, obviously to increase your pipeline, right? So we think that you should generate leads in as many ways as you can, in whatever ways that work best for you, right? Whether it's, Facebook ads or leads on other sites, or, whatever, your own website with the searches, you should increase your lead database wherever you want. I think the real problem that, agents run into is really converting. I think the conversion rate is like 0.04% on average for the real estate industry, which, is not very good. And so agents will, a lot of times, I'm sure you guys can relate to this, work your butt off, sending calls, trying to get the first meeting, and it can be a challenge. So I think really where you're going to increase your conversion rates is one, being the first one to meet them in person, right? When you're making your first call, the only goal of that call should be to provide value to that client and get an in-person meeting, right? It's so important. It's going to increase your conversion rate so much. And then from there, setting up a system so that you don't constantly have to follow up after the meeting and be like, hey, are you actually my client? We didn't sign the ERB yet. Giving yourself a system that's going to provide you protection is so important. And I think one of the things that's working really well, every consumer loves applications. Use an application, whether it's ours or not. I think that alone is going to increase your conversion so much, so that you don't have to constantly be dialing, right? You'll have too many deals you're working on to worry about sending another follow-up call.
Well, and you're absolutely right, Luke. I think I guess the quip is fortunes in the follow-up, right? So that's really where it comes down to, and getting to that initial touch point, right? So the 12 to 15 touch points, depending on, what value you're bringing and what lead generation service you're utilizing. And then ultimately, as you're taking that and you're saying, okay, now I've got a living, breathing buyer or seller on the line. We've communicated with them. How do we set that up? The problem is that so many real estate professionals, they get so wrapped up in the day-to-day, right? They're working with buyers, working with sellers. And the last thing that they find time for is that back end. And that's what you guys are providing in addition. It's not only just scheduling showings and really going through that, but it's providing those touch points to help that conversion, that face-to-face interaction and meeting.
Absolutely.
And I think that's crucially important. And again, it does not matter where you're generating leads from. They all need to be touched. They all need to be nurtured and communicated, whether it's short-term, mid-term, or long-term. So I'm a firm believer of setting up systems and bringing in, tools and really great companies such as yours to provide that, to really just help that kind of come through. But yeah, no, this is great stuff, Luke. I mean, I think that everybody needs to hear it.
Yeah. And you hit on a really good point there too, because, it is really about building a relationship and following up. And part of the challenge sometimes can be knowing when to follow up. And so I think one of the things that our platform does really great that will help you guys with this, if that is something you're struggling with us, or let us know in the comments, but our platform will automatically log stuff from your clients when they're on their app performing actions. It'll send in your CRM. So you'll know, hey, this lead is, might be interested in buying right now. They're trying to favorite properties, or they're actually scheduling a showing. You're going to know all of that, and you're going to know when is a good time to follow up and when, maybe isn't, right? Maybe when you need to nurture the lead a little bit more and not be so aggressive with setting the meetings. So I think it's important as well to make sure you're following up at the right times. A lot of, you don't want to be one of the agents that comes across as spammy, right? You want to be helpful to the client. You want to build the relationship. So anything you guys can do to set up systems in place to know when to do that is going to help you guys as well.
Oh, that's huge. And again, just the pieces of advice that you're giving, Luke, they're so applicable to, the day-to-day life of actually producing into real estate. And there's just so many shiny objects or tools, and so many people just get lost. And that's what's so wonderful about LCA is, everybody tries to do the best to really just bring value. And that's what you guys do to your clients and service the real estate community. And that's what we try to do here with LCA. There's no doubt when it comes down to that. So what's the best way, Luke, if people want to learn more, to understand a deeper dive into Showingly, and then just everything that we've discussed and more, what's the best ways for everybody to get a hold of you?
Absolutely. If you guys are interested in the products we offer, if you're just looking to learn more, the best way to do it, we do have a landing page set up for the LCA community. If we're not available in your market yet, you can put your information in there. We'll let you know when we are. If we are available, easiest way, just go to our website. All the information will be there. It's just showingly.com. You can also schedule a demo as well. We'll connect you with one of our reps who happy to answer any personal questions you have, happy to, show you how it might fit into your business well and see if it's a good fit, right? So go to showingly.com. It's probably the easiest way.
Okay. And I love that. And I believe that the wonderful Jake put that link. So there is a link in the chat here So it is pages.showingly.com/LCA, but it's right here in the chat for anybody who's tuned in. Just click on that link right now. It'll bring you straight to it. Or just as Luke said, just go to showingly.com, which is SHOWINGLY.com. So yeah, Luke, I mean, this has been fantastic. I don't want to cut it short, but is there any other thoughts or anything? I mean, you just been dumping bombs and knowledge everywhere. I've been manning the questions. That you just been killing them left and right. So not a ton of questions popping up right now. Any other final notes or any thoughts before we wrap this up?
Yeah, I think we're trying to be available in as many markets as we can as quick as possible, because I know there's a lot of you guys in LCA there, you're spread across the nation, right? And we want to be able to help as many of you guys as we can. So, we're available in, I think, 8 markets right now. So we're in quite a few. If we're not in your market, though, the one thing I would say is if you're interested in this and you see this as a potential benefit for your business, please do go to our website there and put your information in. That'll allow us to speed up conversations with the MLS so that we can be live in your market. So you can also reach out, like I said, go to our website, schedule a demo. We're happy to work closely with you guys if we're not quite yet available to become available. So
awesome. And Luke, I do have to, I want to put you on the spot, but you had mentioned 8 markets. What are those markets? Just in case anybody's live right now, I just want to kind of put that out there so that if they can say, oh, they're ready now, I'd love for everybody to hear that, if you don't mind.
Yeah, let's see if I can come up off the top of my head. I think so. Obviously, Colorado, that's our home market here.
Yes.
If you're in the Denver area, we're available. Miami is also a huge market of ours. We're available in New Hampshire, Rhode Island, Maine, Massachusetts, as well as in Bakersfield, California as well. And I think we just launched Texas too. So
yeah, that's the 8. I was keeping track. I just here. So that was 8. Absolutely.
I think Austin is our most recent launch. So if you're in Ybor, the Austin market there, we just launched.
Wow, huge. No, that's super great. And just anybody who's on here, what a huge opportunity to really just learn and grow, and an incredible product, incredible group of people who are running and manning that station. So and just to everybody, you can go back if you missed it. If you just jumped on, you can go to LCA's YouTube channel and you can catch the whole recording. And again, they'll have show notes. Everything will be in there, so you can get a hold of Luke and all the incredible people at Showingly. So Luke, I can't thank you enough for taking the time and just sharing your knowledge and your expertise with LCA. And it was a pleasure, my friend.
Absolutely. Always happy to be here, guys. Please do reach out if you have any questions or you're interested. It was great to talk to you as well.
Awesome. Hey, thanks, LCA. We'll catch you on the next webinar. You have a great day, and keep on doing what you're doing best. Thank you so much for your time. We'll see you soon. Bye.
See you guys.